This is a RZR Polaris Pro R. I'm Justin.
And I'm Kevin.
And this is Husman Bros. Now, Kevin is not a normal bro. He's a friend of mine from the Lite Brite channel, and he's going to tell us about this launch edition, limited edition truck, right? Tell me about this.
Okay, so this 2022 Pro R is RZR's first time stepping outside the box.
Okay.
Generally, it's a turbo 3-cylinder, I think what do they make, about 185 or so horsepower. Okay. This actually is a 4-cylinder. It's a 2-liter 4-cylinder, inline 4 with 225 horsepower, and it's longitudinal instead of transverse.
Okay.
So it sits in there completely different. It has an alternator. The whole thing is basically to be a race car right out of the box. Now everything you see on here pretty much is factory. It came with 32-inch tires. I did put 35s on it, but I didn't have to do anything to put 35s. It's not raised, it's not lifted, nothing's changed. The only thing we kind of did was put some sliders from the factory. They're not actually great. You can see I think we hit one rock and it destroyed them. Oh, it just destroyed them. So can't recommend that at all. We put some comms in it and some air pumpers for some positive pressure in your helmet. Okay. And then we got a spare tire rack that broke instantly as well from Polaris. Okay. Accessories on Polaris, have them custom built. Really? Literally everything I've put on here that's been like accessory has been kind of bad. I'm not. And so we actually had to ratchet strap it to the actual holder back here because it sheared the bolts off and the whole thing twisted up. Really? So I had to go around the actual frame, the roll cage, to hold the tire on there.
How fast does this thing go?
So it's about 90 miles an hour, but you can hit whoops, or is there another name? Do you know what whoops are?
No, I don't.
Okay, so is there another name? So like the big, like rolling, like the stuff you'd have to go 2 miles an hour in your normal off-road vehicle. So you have like little chop, right? You have like little chop, but think of that chop as 3-4 foot tall.
Okay, wow.
So it can run through that at about 80-90 miles an hour.
Because this has is independent front and rear suspension.
Independent front and rear suspension with like 29 inches of travel. So it actually is a trailing arm back here with the toe link, and the coilovers that are on it, it's like something like 27 inches of front travel and 29 rear travel or something. It's insane. Really? That's.
So what does one of these run new?
Being the launch edition, which is one of 250, we paid a little extra. It's kind of end of COVID where everything, people got what they wanted. Right. We paid a little bit over MSRP, which seems stupid for a RZR. But yeah, I think it was 46 grand. It was almost 52.
So even not paying a premium, we're in the 40 range, right? Yeah. Worth it?
I think so. You can literally just do the comms and the pumper. You don't even have to put the bigger tires on it, and just it makes a good driver like an excellent driver because it's so good. Here, I'll put it this way. It is so good. I didn't like it when I bought it because I thought it was boring. It was so good. I thought it was boring that I had to push myself. I had to push the vehicle to the point of what I didn't think was possible before it became fun.
Wow.
So it was like one of those like, oh, this kind of sucks to just trail ride.
And that's saying a lot because you're not a boring guy.
No. I was just like, man, this kind of sucks. Like you don't feel anything. But when you get it up to that 80 plus miles an hour and you're hitting stuff this big and launching it through the air, all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is where you have to be. But anything below that, it's so good that it's almost not fun.
I think it'd be a lot more fun than I'm into, but either way, I think it's cool as hell. Please subscribe for more stuff like this. Kevin, thanks for having us.
Thanks, buddy.